So my name is Andrew Mosesadigan. I'm the owner and brewer of Flatland Brewing Company here in Elk Grove, California. So I started homebrewing in 2008, and it started with a buddy. I was a roommate at the time. He came home and asked me if I wanted to help him brew a beer. I thought it was the craziest thing I've ever heard, help him brew a beer, but I said, yeah, of course. So sure enough, helped him brew a beer, and I got so addicted. I thought the process was so cool that the next day I went out and bought my own kit. I did that for years. I pretty much jumped straight to all grain for all the homebrewers out there. It's a little more advanced process, but I figured if I could nail that down, I could pretty much do anything. And yeah, it took me a long time to make a quality beer. I had a lot of issues up front, and I probably shouldn't have jumped into all grain so soon, but it was a fun process, and I learned a lot in the way. So I moved to Elk Grove in 2011, and well, of course my wife and I had plans for a family. And I didn't want to give it my hobby. We had a lot of homebrew shops down in Concord where I was living at the time. And I found this place, Handcraft Brewing. It was down the street from my house, and I thought it was a perfect fit. So I'd come in and check it out. And Frank and Monique were the current owners. And we just became friends almost immediately. I was in here all the time. And then he wanted to do a little brewing project, so a little one-barrel brewery. And I was all about it, had to do it. So I helped him kind of get that going. He fabricated the tanks and pretty much the backbone of Handcraft Brewing and now Flatland. So just recently he wanted to sell the business, but only to me essentially. He didn't want to just out for anybody. So we had formed that relationship, and I always wanted it in. We've been trying to go back and forth, always talked about it for a couple of years. And finally made it happen. So now here we are, Handcraft. What was Handcraft is now Flatland. And not much has changed. A lot of the beer from Handcraft will kind of carry over into Flatland. We came up with a lot of the recipes together, a lot of the names together. I felt like I was a big part of what Handcraft's brewing side was. So we're going to try to keep the lineage, and Nocturne Ale is going to stay around. Hop Hype, which is our rotating IPA series, that's definitely going to stay around. There's going to be a lot of beers that you'll see, and again, it's kind of cool that Handcraft had the following that it did, because now those people will know the names. They're not going to they'll know the story behind it as well. The name Flatland is inspired by the region. I really wanted a regional name, something that's representative of the region, and it's because of Central Valley. I mean, there's so much here, and it provides so much, especially of the nation's food is pretty much grown in the Central Valley. I wanted to use that as well in the ingredients of the beer. I think Elk Grove is a perfect region for a brewery. A lot of young families, people kind of beer focused, and with 160,000 people, there has to be an outlet. There's really no other place to have this experience, which I'm really excited to provide. There's a couple spots in town to grab a beer, but it's not a production facility, and so I'm really excited to have the opportunity to do that. I think Elk Grove is also expanding toward where we are. I think with Waterman and Grant Line, that's all coming out this way, and with the construction pretty much across the street with the mall and the movie theater, hopefully a big soccer field, I think that's really going to help us out too, and make Elk Grove a more community-focused region.